One of the reasons you should not get trapped into one particular school of magic and occultism or sorcery is you're closing your mind off to things that could be very useful for you. Where I hear people say stuff like, I only practice Nordic religion because that's the religion of my ancestors. Well, if Christianity never existed and your Nordic ancestors went to America or to any other country, Ireland, in the modern times, that they would adopt the local facets of that culture. It's not about being antiquated. And therefore, you should look at other magical traditions that you can actually get things from. Now, this is one I picked up from an African lady, and this is a way of banishing negative spirits from the home. It's the best kind of smudging I've ever used, and it also cleans the psychic space before a ritual begins. You can do it a few days before the ritual, because it is kind of a bit smelly, but it's very powerful. Or also, it's very good just if you're for blessing a new place you've come into. You want to remove any negative spaces from it. It's also very good for psychic attacks. Basically, it's so simple. You get chili peppers, you can get the dried ones, or you can use flakes or chili powder. But get the dried chilies work the best if you can get them. Go to the ethnic shops, like there's a Muslim supermarket near here, they have them. And mustard seed. Put them in a pan, a metal pan, doesn't have any kind really. No oil, and heat them up put on a hot flame. So in your hob or your range or your fireplace or whatever you're burning with, campfire. It will soon release a very powerful smoke. Next, in the European tradition, this was done with sulfur. The fumigation was done with sulfur. Sulfur releases a toxic cloud when burned. This would have been okay in old houses that were drafty, old towers and castles that were wind blowing through them. In modern insulated homes with sealed windows, double glazing, not recommended, dangerous. So this is a better alternative. The smoke immediately comes out. You walk around the space fumigating it with the pan. Make sure the handle is insulated, you're holding it with a rag. If you don't do it for any longer. Now, if you're an asthmatic, it's tricky. So what I do is I put a damp rag over my nose and mouth like this, and I walk backwards. I walk in reverse, so the smoke it's going away from me. It's fantastic. You will never use the smudge stick ever again. The sense of psychic cleansing is instantaneous, and you will be grateful for this. Dried chilies and mustard burnt on a dry pan, producing a cloudy smoke. Be careful if you're an asthmatic, not recommended. If you are, damp cloth over the mouth and nose. You will feel it burning your eyes, that's fine. You will feel it on your skin too. That just shows how powerful it is. It works very well in this part of the world because the negative entities here are not used to things like chili peppers and they are used to mustard seeds, but not chili peppers. And so this is a classic example of why you travel the world and you learn magic and folk traditions of other cultures. And don't get stuck into, I'm a satyr, I only do druidry. There's a lot to be said for the New Age idea of the spiritual cafeteria. The thing is to be grounded in one particular school, but to incorporate in the chaos. This is chaos paganism you're really hearing here. In adaptations and modifications upon new techniques, new information, and cultural changes. So there you go. That's much better than smudging, and it's much less hassle, and it instantaneously works. But be cautious. Have caution, okay? Especially if you have respiratory problems. It works. Take it from me.